Hey y'all, it's Dropout Dev here with another threat analysis quick video update for April 28th, 2025. If you're wondering, why haven't we done one of these updates in a while, there's two reasons for that. I took a week off last week just to get some R&R and just be with the fam, and now we're back hitting it, playing a little catch up. Aside from that, we also did an update on stream. If you're not following along with those, I haven't been able to link those out in the YouTube notes yet. I'm not cleared for external links, but we'll try and get that info out somehow there. Anyways, yeah, we're doing that. If you just search Twitch Dropout Dev, you should find it. But we do try to do those regularly as well. If you're not, if you're interested in following that, so we do some updates on there, as well as deep dives into some of these topics that don't fit into the shorter videos. Yeah, so basically to circle back on what we did from there, we updated on the April 15th. We did raise the theoretical threat level based on a few things. Basically, more uncertainty, which, as you know, we always say, if the analysis from some of these events is there's a key or a high level of uncertainty in some aspect of the event or story, then yeah, that should ping your light should go off, that hey, that's gonna be escalatory. And the very nature of these authoritarian takeovers is they're escalatory in nature. So they start out with statements that they make, and then they make statements, and normalize things, get things out there, demoralize people, and then they eventually do the things that they say they're going to do, and that's been the pattern. So we're trying to identify those patterns and prepare for those. That's where these threat assessments come in. So blah 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 blah. Why are we here? We assessed that we are escalating to a new threat level, which has its own set of protocols, or whatever you have plans or whatever, or how you're going to think about things, or how you're going to understand where you're at. And also, I feel like this is just a highly regionalized thing, so we're making vast generalizations about continent-wide threat assessments, but these are probably going to be more localized, but we have to start somewhere, so this gives us a place to start. So Trump ignored the Supreme Court. That's a huge, basically, it's more confirmation that we knew that that he said he was going to be a dictator, and here he is doing the thing that he said he was going to do. So that put us up to the threat Orange 3, which is just an escalation from where we were before. And then what we're doing now is, since I've been gone and stuff's still happening, we're going to just go through some of these things that have happened over the last weekend, few days, whatever. And we know that Trump has, through the Departments of Homeland Security, the FBI, and ICE, escalated his raids against citizens of the United States of America, against judges who are charged with upholding the law, and one of the last bulwarks of defense for people's rights. And a few of them have been charged. These are kind of for lack of a better term, they're kind of charges just to kind of make a statement. It seems like to me, these people, may or may have done something allegedly to help migrants in some way, or help undocumented people, or just help people to get to their hearing so that they could follow through with the due process on their, lawful cases and whatnot. Anyways, they scooped him up, and they're going to charge him with something. So that's what we know, and that really doesn't change the escalation. So we need to think about this. So we wrote this, like I was explaining, we wrote this back when it was before any actions happened. We had the statements, so we wrote this. We just try to document the statements and the ideas, the concepts they were talking about, and now you have the actual events starting to play out. And these are just a few cases here, but we expect, they're trying to, scare people, obviously, and they're trying to intimidate people, but we expect, there's going to be more of these cases. That's confirmation that we are in the correct, we have correctly assessed here. That's what I'm seeing it as. We're correctly assessing the administration uses extrajudicial means against its opponents, and that's exactly what they said they're going to do, and that's exactly what they're doing. So we're expecting, we may see more of these happen. We're not here, this is extreme danger and violence. Like, this is like, the shit's hit the fan, okay, people? We're not here. We are here. We are always dangerously close. We're dangerously close, and closer all the time. These things are very important to pay attention to now, but we're not going to, freak out. We're not going to bug out. We're not going to... We have to be calm. We have to be diligent. We have to continue to plan. That's our first, if we go to our thing, we're going to prep. We might be a little more hush-hush about this, because we need to heighten probably the personal security for ourselves and our families. We might, remove this and not talk about it, so publicly, that we may keep this, making sure the cars are road ready, protect for transportation. That's very general. It's transporting your family wherever you want to go on vacation or whatever. And then the very next one is we're going to continue to plan. This is super important. We need to be actively planning. This is our defensive strategies. We need to have defensive strategies. It's very important. I think the mindset in a resistance movement is to be aggressive, try to not cede any territory, be out there, and you have to do that. That's not what we're saying, that you don't want to do that. We're saying you need to do both. It's super important. I'm probably sweaty, and it's because I just came from workout. After my vacation, I need to get back and start working out. As soon as I say, okay, I'm back to the game on, we need to be healthy and prepared in as many ways as we can. And that's part of it too. You need to be as healthy as you can. If you can lift a bag of rice or something, or whatever you got around your house, some water bottles, whatever you can do, you got to do it. There's tons of news right now. It's a flood right now again. They don't let up. That's by design. And you're being flooded with, bad news. So look for some good news out there if you can. Get in the sunshine. Take walks, breathe some fresh air. You got to, like we hinted at in the how-to, it's very important to not overload yourself with this stuff. So set a timer. Let's try to do 1 or 2 hours of news analysis and then shelve everything else for the day. We're going to be putting out a how to do proper analysis video later in the week. So that'll have a lot more tips and tricks on how to not overload yourself. And then briefly, just to wrap this up, what we did find, there's more stuff to go over. Probably a lot in stream, but mainly focusing on these judicial jailings, these illegal jailings of just citizens and judges. It's very concerning. So that's confirmation that we are assessing the right threat level. It's extremely high, but since we've planned, we know that the directive says that we should be continuing planning for the next stage. We should be getting our shit dialed in. Briefly, let's check the disappeared tracker. This has jumped up around 500 new cases since I last checked it. There's a story about a lot of people getting picked up in Florida around 500, so it could be that. But I'm looking here, I see a lot of people are just unidentified still. So like this is, we do have some names if we go down a little bit, but 360 Massachusetts residents. So, and I don't know what kind of, if we're going to get accurate information, but there's a lot of cases here, and it's going to continue to grow. So we need to keep an eye on this. Looks like some people are being picked up in Alaska. It's kind of a similar map to like the area was kind of like this kind of area here, this little semicircle here. Kind of thing. I don't know how to make this map move. Anyways, it's kind of that semicircle there, and that seems to be. But we're getting some more starting to pop up here along the in Nebraska here, and still a lot more in California than I like to see, but it is what it is. Okay, I don't want to drone on too long. We'll keep an eye on this, and we will keep an eye on these threat assessments. We'll put here orange 3, and we'll put April 28th, continued confirmation of threat level, advise continued planning and prep. And again, just to wrap up some of the things we usually say, like, why are we doing this? Why are we spending our time on this? We touched on it briefly before, but the work that your anti-fascist book club, your protest group, what you're doing when you're out there protesting, you might consider that your offensive work. This is your defensive work, where you need to understand where you're at and plan. So that's what we're advocating for here with this this documentation style and this chart. Again, we're always asking for more feedback because we do think this is going to be very regional. And so if you're in a region different from me, you might be seeing different things, different news stories locally, stuff like that. If you can get those in here, maybe we can start to get some regional stuff built out where we can understand maybe where some of these hotspots are, so we can get some better news out there to help people. So that's the goal. This is for harm reduction purposes only. And that is your threat analysis, your brief threat analysis update for April 28th. I imagine I'll probably have to do another one just to kind of catch up on some of the other things I've seen. I just have very little time to focus on this. I wanted to get a quick update out there, and a few words in front of y'all for feedback and whatnot. So that's it. Thank you. Remember that though the storm is howling, we go on till the end.